Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Hornback, and I am worship pastor here at Glasgow Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And I've tried probably 3 times now to do this video, this segment on this subject, and I've had my iPhone on a magnet. I've had my iPhone taped up, and it just keeps falling. And it's like, there's something that doesn't want this. Something working against me to get this video out to whomever needs to hear it. So I'm holding the phone now to get this message recorded. And there's a word that we use in churches every day. We use it many, many times, and we don't even realize it. And in my opinion, should never be used. And because there's just an implication of the word that I just don't like, and that is volunteer. That's like nails on a chalkboard to me when I hear somebody say volunteer when it comes to doing something for the church or for the ministry of the gospel or even for worship. I know many churches do not have adequate funds to pay staff to do the things that need to be done. And don't get me wrong, there are many people who volunteer their time to do the work that needs to be done and do it well. But there are another whole host of people, when you say, I need a volunteer, who will throw their hand up, and they might show up, and they may just be a warm body to fill a gap. But you get what you ask for, and in my opinion, we should ask for people to serve. And Christ served those he came in contact with. He didn't volunteer. And I know there's a purpose why Christ was here on earth. But I believe that when we serve, we should serve not just serve, but serve in excellence. And you've heard me say that many times. And I'm a firm believer in that, because excellence is what the church needs from those who are doing. There are too many people up in front of congregations volunteering and doing a horrible job at it. And that's not a slam at anyone, because they may not know any better. But there are people in charge of those situations who should know better. And if they don't, then they don't deserve to be in that position. I've gone to churches and seen worship services that were just so chaotic. There was no flow there, and it was people who were volunteering, and they say, I didn't practice this song. We're just doing it. It's like, that is not that's not serving our Lord in excellence. And we should strive to do better than that. There are people that show up, who practice, who work hard, who do a great job, and they're still called volunteers. And I think we should stop calling people volunteers, but we should start calling them servants of the church, servants of the congregation, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're here to serve those who need to be served. There are people that show up and sit in our pews every Sunday, and they don't need a volunteer. They need a person who is serving in that role, who is committed to do what needs to be done so that Christ is glorified and the message is sent out and received because it was done well. Now, I'm not saying that, there are churches not getting it done, because there are. But I truly believe that we can reach more people with the gospel if it is done well. And that's through serving and not through volunteering, because I'm not a warm body. I want to feel like I'm contributing, and I don't want to just show up, but I want to be prepared when I show up. I don't want someone to have to lead me around by the hand. I should know what it is I need to do. And worship leaders, hear me when I say this, is you don't get a second chance at a first impression. You don't. So you got one chance to get it right. Now, with all that being said, none of that will mean anything if we're not prepared by means of prayed up, prepared, anointed to sing the message to those who've come to hear it. If Christ is not in it, if it's just a plan that we drew up on a piece of paper and we're executing the plan, that's not excellence. It's not. We plan ourselves and many times plan the Spirit out of our services. This has to stop, people. The Spirit is what will draw people in. Yes, we are His hands and we are His feet, and we are to do the work. That's why we have to know our craft. We have to know how to play and do it well in excellence and allow the Spirit to bless us while we are doing the work of the Lord. So remember, don't volunteer. Serve the Lord in excellence.